First game, women's game of at the CA Center. And that looks a pretty close thing down the leg side. Umpire Vishal. The way that was a ball going down the leg side. Nice ball. Good start. Another ball, lifted it up, it's gone, and that is an easy catch. First wicket down. Could have been better. Ria did not time the ball well. And an easy catch. I would say that, you know, they could have easily done a better start to the innings. Ball was down the leg side. She could have taken a full swing. And Amal Palkor took the catch. There was some joy there. First wicket. No runs yet. And Vandana, the next batter in. She's a pretty experienced player. Has played a lot of cricket in India. And now come and settle down in Canada. One of the things about this ground is that, there's a lot of hard work done on this ground, and girls would be really enjoying the environment around here. Most of these players, they are playing for Canada, and they have tried to do their best to make this country proud.
Right amount to 4 to play.
Well, Krima again, it's right arm over the wicket. Pretty good action here. And that is enough. Yes. That's the wicket there. And you can see that although she tried to drive it, ball came a little bit slow. She went through with the shot, but could not have put in a lot of power. Outswinger, wide ball. Ball swinging nicely on this ground. That's advantage of early morning. And there you see there's a decent outswing going. Nice bit of keeping there. 10 over game. Krima and Vandana taking strike, and this time the ball goes down the leg side, and first few runs for the team. Good running between the wickets, 3 runs. That was a pretty sharp run there. And Krima is able to get the ball swinging both the ways. That's a very good advantage. She's got nice wrist position. Krima Kapadia. And first time it's going to be Divya Saxena. Very well played, and first runs of the bat. Played the ball nicely. Full stride forward and well placed for a single. Krima again. And this one, Vandana has lifted the ball little bit short. Takes a single. It's a 10 over game, so they're all trying to get pretty aggressive. drives the ball nicely, but falls short of the fielder at mid-off and could have been out had the ball hit the stumps. That was a close one for Vandana. 7 for 1 is the score. Divya again plays the ball nicely and another single. The Mavericks first over gone, 8 for 1. Vandana batting on 1, Divya batting 2, and a few extras. Yeah. Sayachana is the next bowler from the far end. Sayachana Nicole Samuel, the keeper, she has been either coming up or coming down. She stands back and it's going to be Divya again. Divya has been that's a pretty good ball, but very well played, and field is very defensive. Yeah, the field has been well spread out, short third, point, extra cover, all on the 30-yard circle. And that was a close one. Vandana tried to play the ball for a single. Ball swung in. Nice action there. Gets the ball in and the ball swings. But she was well forward. Benefit of doubt, surely. And that was a nice recovery by the keeper. Saya once again, but this time the keeper misses the ball and the ball is going towards the boundary. That's the first boundary of the game. She chopped it on, but the ball went over the keeper. There you see the ball coming in and chops it right over the keeper. That's the best way to get the runs. The easiest way to get the 4 is always get the ball behind the keeper, if you can. Vandana moves to 5 now. 13 for 1. And once again plays the ball. And that was another close one. Some sharp fielding there, but Vandana taking chances. 10 over game, has to score the runs. Tries to play the ball down to the offside, but this time could have been an easy run out. Well tried, but misses the stump. There's a little bit of luck going Vandana's way. 6 runs, Vandana is Divya on strike now. On the back foot, another single by the time Ghazi fields the ball. Divya playing better. Vandana still trying to get her eye in, although she has taken a couple of chances. Last ball of the over. And this ball, she lifts it again. Over extra cover. Very well fielded there. That was an excellent fielding. And there you go. Vandana has run out. She was taking too many chances. Excellent throw there. Over. There was a bit of hesitation. Lovely throw there by Sana and very good relay. Sana gets the ball and Vandana, who was one of the best strikers of the team, is out. Big setback for the strikers. They were relying a lot on Vandana. The next girl in is Indumati Godrial. 2 overs, 17 for 2. Healthy start. Could have done without a wicket of Vandana, who was trying to get the runs going, but she was taking too many chances.
Number 5, Hyundai.
Next bowler in for Mavericks is going to be Manat,
Yeah, you be there.
coming from the pavilion end.
Piche? Or do you think it's...
This game here, a showpiece.
Should she go run on that side?
Because she ran out on that side and it's over.
Okay.
So she will be there.
And Midland like...
This way.
Indumati and
Little.
Manat is going to be bowling.
That's middle and leg.
Right arm over. Nicole Samuel, the wicketkeeper, has come next to the stumps. 17 for 2. Strikers, this is a 10-over game, and Mavericks versus Strikers. There's a mix of these girls who are trying to make a career in Canadian cricket.
Better. Bowling right arm over to you.
Manat to Indubati. Right arm leggy. Short ball on the middle stump, and an easy decision for umpire Vishal. Could have done better. First ball, as they always say, take your time on a fresh wicket. Indumati went to go over mid-wicket, third wicket down. Strikers in a bit of a problem. This tournament, this event being played for the SickKids charity. Strikers losing the innings pretty fast, 3 wickets down, but they need to steady the innings. Tarisha is the next batsman in. Tarisha Lavia. I think the way they are trying to hit, there's a little bit of pressure on them trying to get things
Right arm
going.
over to you, 5 to play.
My take on these things is Manat. This time full toss, drives it
Only one. That's
and
it.
breaks the duck. The wicket again, and this ball here pitched right on the middle stump. Would have been nice if she had tried to play it down to extra cover for a single, but she went hard on the ball. Divya, well set, but standing well outside the leg stump. Drives the ball again. I think Divya is trying her best to rotate the strike, get the singles going, get the scoreboard moving. 19 for 3. Lavia on 1. That's a nice action. Finishes well and gives a lot of flight. It's always said that, you want to get the ball over the batsman's eye. That's what she's doing. Manat, pretty nice.
That's it.
Lavia trying to get set. Strikers 19 for 3. This one down the leg side. Full toss.
That's it.
Well fielded.
Nice and sweet, nice and sweet. That's it.
Manat. It's pretty good. 2 runs. This one down the leg side. White ball declared by the umpire Vishal. Spoiled the over by this wide, but still the last ball of the over to go. Good length ball, tries to hit the ball, misses it. Could have been another run there had she tried to place the ball. 20 for 3. Lavia batting on 1. Divya on 5. Manat. Ria could not do much. Out for 0. Divya, she's trying to get her eye in. 5 runs. Vandana, unfortunate run out. And Indumati went for a big heave. Got out first ball. Lavia, trying to get in.
Bowling change. Right arm over.
The next bowler.
Come on, give me a nice one, buddy.
Amarpal is the next bowler. Amarpal Kaur. There's a pretty nice mix here, and while we get on with the game, I welcome my co-commentator Monali Patel, a former Canadian player and a very famous commentator. Monali, welcome to the show, and I'm sure you must be feeling proud about this game.
Thank you so much, Mukesh. Yes, absolutely.
The way these girls are playing, I think they are wanting to get on with the game. 10 over game. Amarpal, I think Divya is trying her best to rotate the strike. Monali, what do you think of the game here?
Oh, that's pulled away beautifully. It's going to be 4 runs.
Then Monali gets a welcome 4 for the Mavericks. Strikers. Divya, that's her first hit the way she's been playing.
Yeah, just getting on one knee, and she's shoveled that down the ground well past the fielder at backward point and picks up an easy 4 runs at the end of it. Mukesh, back to your question, yeah, excellent effort to have the women in an exhibition game. The women's game is growing so much. Doesn't quite get the middle of the bat on that occasion, Divya Saxena. We've seen a lot of interest in the men's version of the game. The GT20 has been a huge success for men's cricket, and now to have a women's exhibition game, it's a fantastic effort from GT20, so thank you to GT20 to be able to host something like this.
I think Lavia is getting into some nick as well. Although they need some more runs. Amarpal, one bad ball, but a decent action, decent pace. The way Divya bats, stands outside the leg stump, that is another good hit. She's trying to use the wicket nicely. Amarpal. Divya, Monali, you would know most of these players well. The way I look at it, Vandana is a pretty good player for Canada. Some of these bowlers are good. Where do you think Canadian cricket is going in the women's section? In between, that's a beautiful shot and no chance for any fielder. Another 4.
Yeah, fantastic shot again on that occasion. This time Best joining the attack. The women's game, it's growing. It's not growing as, and there we just see a replay. Cut away off the back foot, just beating the fielder in the inner circle, picks up an easy boundary. So the game's growing, obviously, not as quickly as we've seen it grow, to the neighbors of, to the south of us in the U.S. But that being said, the women's program in Canada, we're seeing more and more participants. We've seen the likes of Vandana Mahajan, Sai, they're all players. Even Amarpal, who just finished the over, she also played in India. A lot of these players have played high-level cricket in India. They're now coming into Canada. In the next couple of years, a lot of them will be eligible to join the program, which is fantastic because they're bringing in so much experience and talent. And currently in the middle, I mean, we've got the captain of the Canadian women's team, Divya Saxena. She's very successful as a captain. She's played across the world. She's taken time to go to Australia, play series there, play the season there, sorry, I should say. She's gone to India, played a few seasons there as well. She's always on the move, always looking to improve her game. And then Bess, Bess Lavia, she's played a lot of cricket in the West Indies. Fantastic all-rounder. So to have this sort of caliber here, and to have some junior players around to be able to expose or to get the exposure from so much experience is fantastic. Into the attack now, we've got Sania Zia. She starts off with a wide. Sania Zia, another player, she's played for Canada for quite a few years now. She's one of the senior bowlers, and a lot of these girls are now prepping for the America's Women's Qualifier coming up in a few weeks, actually, in LA.
That's a very important point, that this kind of preparation that they're having for the qualifiers, and the way Canada is trying to improve, as GT20 has tried to give them this platform. In the meantime, Sania trying to get her radar into the stumps. A little bit of an open action, the way she plays the ball. Maybe if she finishes better, she could be getting the ball. She's got decent pace.
Yeah, she's quite skiddy as well. She's a very short little thing. She's a little power pack. Better
and that's
delivery.
A good ball. And a good sharp single there. Lavia wasn't really ready, but Divya, I think that experience shows in Divya. The moment she sees the ball hitting the inner edge onto the pad, she was ready to run. Lavia a little bit slow.
That's going to be pulled
Full
away.
toss.
It's been called a no ball, and rightly so, well above the waist. And they'll pick up 4 runs, and we're going to have a free hit.
Sania is trying her best to get the scoreboard moving, helping the strikers out. That's juicy full toss, and this is a free hit. Well, Munali, I always say that in T10 cricket or T20 cricket, every ball is a free hit. No need to give a free hit. Misses out outside the off stump. That's the shot that she tries. She should have done that on the ball. She went down the leg side. Lavia 10 of 8 balls. Divya 12.
Better delivery this time. This all comes back to the level of experience that we were discussing earlier. The program's growing, but unfortunately, when you just don't play often enough, you lack consistency. And we're seeing a good display of that here. A lot of these girls have played for quite some time, but there just isn't enough local cricket to keep them playing more than just a few games in the season.
I totally agree that the way GT20 has tried to help these girls out, I'm sure if they get a lot of support from the provinces, I'm sure they will come out. This kind of a ground, this kind of settings always lifts the girl up. This morning when I arrived, I saw the girls warming up. I could feel it, being a past cricketer. When you see a good ground, you want to show to the crowd, to the people that, we want to be a part of this. And that's what was very evident today morning. And in between that, this beautiful late cut. And that's a touch of class in that shot. Pretty expensive over this one by Sania. Still going on. And the score's now motoring. Went right back and late cut the ball past the short third. Very good shot. I think the quality of the players, Munali, is pretty good. I can vouch that in a few years' time, I think, as you said, some of these players, when they qualify, they will be able to do justice to Indian cricket.
It's a big shout, and that's given. Sania Zia, she picks up a wicket. And that's going to be the end of the over, 45 for 4.
As they
at
say,
the end
a
of
couple
5.
of extra balls, and she got that wicket as well. Lavia, full toss, misses the line. Close decision. Could have been going down the leg side, but umpire thought it otherwise.
Yeah, unfortunately, she did get hit on the back leg, and it was dipping. You're right, line maybe potentially going down leg a bit. Nonetheless, it is a wicket. Tarisha Lavia, she's got to walk back. 15 for her today off 11 deliveries.
She did a job, 45 for 4, 5 of half the innings done. Alia is the next batter in, but they were still going strong, and I think she is the pillar on which the building is going to be built for strikers. She, the experience, and like you said, that she has played all over the world. You can see a couple of things that you know, she can improve upon is the running between the wickets. While she's running, I think that if she can drag a bat in, I think that might help her out. But the next batter in is Alia Williams.
Let's go, let's go.
Got some more experience coming in from the West Indies. Williams played quite a bit in the West Indies. And into the attack with the ball, we've got Manat Hundal. She's an up-and-coming leg spinner, a very good prospect actually, out from BC.
Yeah. There you see another very good delivery. Manat, I think the way in the T20 cricket and T10 cricket now here, there are a lot of leg spinners coming in. And she's in another one of those lines. She'll be a great help to Canadian cricket when they're playing in the qualifiers.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such a tough art as well to master.
One of the best things to do in cricket is to bowl leg spin. It's a beautiful sight. The great Shane Warne was the one who made it popular all over the world. And a lot of the players, it's one of the, I always say that one of the toughest things to do is bowl leg spin.
Absolutely, definitely. It's so much harder to get the control on the ball.
And she's got a beautiful action. She finishes well from the far end. Pretty good strike rate, 1 for 5.
That's a full toss.
Well fielded there. And a lovely throw. Well spread out field now.
Just pulled into the leg side. There are calls for shout it, or for catch it, sorry. Just one bounce to Danny out in the outfield.
Come on!
Very well flighted ball again, but a good single. Alia trying to get her eye in. Divya well set now. 15 of 13 balls. Nearing a 50. And the 6th over. Better than what we have seen in T20 cricket in GT20.
Tries to go for the big one. It's not hit as well as she'd have liked. And it's going to be 2 easy runs at the end of that.
That was excellent running. Running on the throw. And that was a very good throw as well. Good shot, and first run taken fast.
Only one!
Turn quickly, and very good running. You see the dragging of the bat, and that's something that I always think that one of the best things to do. Another one, this time in the gap. You know, in Canada, as they say, it's all about loonies and toonies. So the toonies are going on strong here.
Well, that's it, right? If you can't get the big ones, they're just trying to get it up and over. She gets it in the gap midfield, but just not able to find the boundary. You know, this is not typical of Divya Saxena, the way she's going like this. She's usually able to clear the boundary quite comfortably. But the great thing that she's doing is she's rotating the strike, and as you just said, loonies and toonies, sometimes that's all you can do. If you can't find the boundary, you still got to rotate that strike. There you have Mudnut's figures, just 11 runs coming off of her 2 overs. She's picked up 1 wicket, and Kapadia handy again, just 8 runs. 1 wicket for her as well in her first over.
That's middle. Batter coming.
It was a tidy over, 53 for 4 after 6.
75 plus is going to be a good score. Kainat is the next bowler in, Kainat Kazi. There's a lot of experience in the Mavericks. Ashini has been playing cricket for a very long time. She used to play with you, I remember. And the way she has been now a captain here. She's played cricket all over the world, learned a lot of cricket in Sri Lanka as well.
Yeah, absolutely. She was a baby when she started playing cricket, and she's come like, very, very far. She's done so well with her cricket. It's cut away straight to the fielder. Speaking of Achani, the fielder there in covers. She's developed so much as a player over the years. You know, she started as one of the young ones on the team. She's now captaining this side, and well deserved, because
she's worked hard on her cricket as well. You know, you got to love this game so much to be doing the way she has been traveling, and you know, I think she got a lot of support from her parents.
Absolutely, yes. Her father has been her pillar in her cricketing.
Kainat. That was a wide delivery. Well kept. Divya is trying to motor on, although Alia wasn't really ready for the run. Could have been in run, especially in T10 or T20 cricket.
Yeah, always have to be looking for those quick singles. Kainat Kazi, she's also played for Canada. Fantastic fielder, and her batting's come a long way as well. Looking to cut that.
That is a great shot. Short ball outside the off stump, driven very well for a boundary. That's the power. In all the West Indian people, I think they have a lot of power in their shots. Not a bad delivery. Ball swung out in the gap. And as they say in cricket, Manat kept on running till the ball ends on the boundary. That's the worst thing that happens to a fielder. You chase the ball right to the boundary and the ball touches the rope. Short ball pulled well. And a lovely throw. That's a hard one.
Yeah, it's Amarpal Kaur fielding at long on. She's very quick, very good in the field as well. Excellent throw. Not able to get the timing that she needed, Williams. She picks up a single regardless. You know, who was it? I think it was Andre Russell who said it was the fish that gives them the power. A lot of fish in the Caribbean diet.
So there you go.
Fish and bananas, I believe. That's what it was.
Divya, once again, that's a sharp single. I think if you see what, I'm sure you guide Divya sometimes. You know, the way her stance is, in case she could be keeping herself still, she'll be able to help herself much better. The moment you have a lot of movement in the crease, what really goes, you know, by the time the ball is coming in, you're losing your balance.
Absolutely.
And that's what happens to her in some cases.
Yeah, mid-movement and also the eye is very important for them to be still.
Another short ball, but this time couldn't get the power. Was in two minds, either to pull it or to go over extra cover once again. In the end, good for nothing shot.
Yeah, Williams just getting a little frustrated with herself, trying to pull it, not able to connect. She hasn't middled it as well as she would have liked, and she's done that on a few occasions now.
Okay, now last ball. This ball here tried to go over extra cover and an easy drop. Shamshad, and that's a very sharp single. By the time the ball was thrown in back, 2 runs. That's something that catching is something that Canadian cricket has to be focused on, because we don't get a lot of outdoors time. I would say that, you know, fielding has to be the thing that we all need to be focusing on in Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. That was supposed to be an easy catch, and Hibba unfortunately just not getting under the ball as well as she should have. She spills an easy catch. Strikers, they're carrying on. Divya Saxena, she's now on 20 off 16, and Aaliyah Williams 9 off 7.
62 for 4, 10 extras, 7 overs done, 3 more overs to go. 75 to 80 would be a good score to chase on this ground. This is a big outfield. but a very fast one as well. Next bowler in is going to be Kainat. Saya bowling from the far end. Divya focusing very strongly. This time tries to go for a big heave. Another wicket. Saya finally gets a wicket. Well set. Divya is out. It went to go over the mid-wicket boundary. Missed the ball completely. And a big loss to the strikers.
Yeah, Saya gets the breakthrough. Full delivery, completely playing around it. Divya Saxena, and she is bowled. An all-important breakthrough for the strikers. Divya Saxena, she manages a handy 20 of 17 deliveries today. Not quite getting the big score that she would have hoped for, but nonetheless, she's ticked things along for her side. Now see
That's the middle stump.
Habiba out in the middle.
Next stump.
Also very experienced with the bat. She's played cricket in India. She's played a lot of cricket here as well. A big part of cricket in Ontario. And believe me, she's certainly very handy with the bat. And she's going to need to go for it. We've only got...
Not much of time here.
Exactly, just shy of 3 overs left now. And you'd want to hope that they can get at least close to that 100 mark. There's a lot of batting in both of these sides. We were just speaking of Ajani Pereira. Nicole, the keeper, also very handy with the bat.
Very well bowled. Yorker in. Saya has a good action. That's a wicket again. She is trying to go for the mid-wicket. She would have been better served had she gone straight. She was trying that a few times. This time missed it. This is the thing that happens when you haven't played too much on the turf.
Just flirting with that wide line. The umpire's not going to call it a wide. It is just inside of that line. You know, you bring up a good point. Playing on turf is not something that a lot of these girls get the opportunity to do. There's a lot of AstroTurf that they play on. There's additional bounce on AstroTurf that they're used to. Doesn't quite bounce the same way on turf. She was expecting a little bit of bounce to try and get over it as Divya tried to pull it, but not available on that occasion. Saya just not ready to deliver that ball. She's going to have to run in again.
One of the things that can be done to overcome that is to play either on cement. If you're playing on cement, you start playing straight. Bowling wise, I think these bowlers are pretty good. I think Mannat is pretty good. Even, and that's a sharp 2 runs there. Channa has got a strong action. I think Canada has a good chance to be doing well in the qualifiers. The way whatever we are seeing and things on evident here.
Yeah, you just see them picking up 2 easy runs in the end. A throw not as good as it needed to be.
It's well placed. Went on the back foot and guided the ball down to short point.
Saya Channa, she was actually quite handy for their team British Columbia in the Nationals that just recently finished with the men's and women's Nationals back-to-back last month, and very handy with the ball for her side for British Columbia. She's doing exactly that right now. Picked up a wicket, first ball of this over. It's a big shout.
Very close call. Umpire Amol was in good position. Good decision. Ball going down the leg side. One of the things, Munari, I always say that when the umpires 66 for 5, 8 overs done, 2 more overs.
There you see Saya Channa 12 runs, 2 overs, and she's picked up an all-important wicket of Divya Saxena. The bowlers have actually been quite decent, apart from Amarpal going for 11 runs and Kainat a little expensive. Everyone else has been fairly decent. You know, what they've done well is they've picked up wickets on regular intervals. They've just not allowed for the momentum to swing in the batting side. And now we see captain Achini Pereira. She's into the attack with the ball. She started her career as a pace bowler, and she injured her shoulder. She's now moved to spin.
Now!
This is excellent running. Quick single. Pushed into the offside, and they're so alert, the two batters out in the middle.
There's a sharp bit of fielding as well. Good throw. So that's something which is a pleasing sight when you have a sharp fielder throwing in the ball and the keeper whipping the bails off.
That's middle. Right arm over to you, batter.
Habiba, 3 of 4 balls. Alia, 10 of 9. 11 more balls. Short ball. Pulled it well, Alia. And taken 2 runs. Habiba taking a bit of time, a little bit slow in the running, but Alia is very sharp.
Yeah, you can see that's pulled away, and by the time Habiba's still reaching the other side, Alia's turned back, and she's almost in the other end. And you could hear Nicole looking to pull that. Very little bounce on that occasion.
Alia's very keen to take the strike. She was halfway down the pitch, had to come back. Habiba needs to be aware that she needs to give strike to Alia. That is a no ball for bouncing the ball twice, and no ball and a free hit. This is a rule that I totally agree to. 2 bounces, more than 2 bounces is what the no ball is. And Ashini, I think she lost the grip on the ball.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. Ball
I think
bouncing
one of the
twice.
rare times that we see this.
Absolutely, but the most important thing is Alia Williams. She's on strike for this free hit. She's got the license.
Smart bowling by Ashini, put the ball outside the off stump. Alia trying to pull it.
You see the no ball, just pitching twice, almost completely dead by the time it reaches Habiba. She's completely surprised. This is good awareness, though, that they picked up the single. Again, credit to Williams.
Come on, only one.
Another short ball. Ashini is still trying to find a length, but she's very fortunate that Habiba is still trying to get her eye in.
Now there's still the one delivery to come in the over. Alia Williams. She'll try and get some bat, and most importantly, if she can, get up to the other side for the next over.
That is a beautiful shot.
It's exactly what they managed. She's going to have strike at the end of this over. We're 74 for 5 after 9.
Last over of the innings.
T2.
74 for 5, and Ria couldn't score much, couldn't do anything. Divya 20, Vandana sadly run out for 6. Indumati first ball duck. Lavia 15. Alia batting well on 12. Habiba 7.
Yeah, 74 for 5. We've got 1 over to come. Alia, she's going well, and Habiba, they're going well as well. But with 6 deliveries to come, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they can achieve. Again, I'd said it'd be nice to get at least 100 on the board, but now I'm thinking maybe if they can get close to that 85, maybe 90, if they can push a couple of boundaries in this over, we're in for a good game.
Yep. Haven't had any sixes in this cricket, although the boundary is around 60 yards, which is standard for the women's cricket.
That's the middle stump. Bowling change.
Hiba Shamshed, she's going to come in for this last over, and This is going to be her first over, so it'll be interesting to see how she can start the spell.
That's a strong move by the captain, getting the first over to Hiba as the last over. I'm sure she has a lot of confidence in her. Left arm.
Habiba halfway down the pitch. She's trying to get a single in, but
that was a unique sight. Habiba trying to run and Alia not willing. I think Alia wants to take strike as well. She wasn't even aware where the ball went.
that might have been a suicidal run too. Nicole, she's very active behind the stumps. But a good start to the over. They start with a dot ball. Backing away, Alia Williams, she's trying everything to get bat on ball, to try and get a connection. Maybe trying a little too much at this point.
I think it's a question of trying too much. All she has to do is just wait for the ball. The ball was pretty short. Outside the off stump, she had, and she could have easily placed the ball anywhere she wanted. When you try it extra hard, you always tend to lose your body balance. Third ball in a row. Where was she? Hiba, you were talking about 80 or 90. I think if they get past 75, it'll be a great thing. 3 more balls to go in this innings.
Yeah, unfortunately, just completely losing shape. Alia Williams, her leg is nowhere close to that line. She's trying to open up to get her arms through, but unfortunately, in doing so, there we go. That's a little better. She gets some bat on it. They're calling for 2 runs.
And that is another suicidal run. But then they had to try. They have a few wickets in hand. Alia will be still on strike. Hiba very generous to sacrifice a wicket. Give her full credit for that.
Yeah, that's played down the ground. It was a decent throw.
Very good throw, in fact. One bounce over the stumps.
And Hiba very quick to react. The finger goes up. Habiba, she's got to walk back. 7 runs for her today off 8 deliveries.
Feeling very proud about it. You know, playing on a beautiful ground, one of the international grounds in Canada.
Now I've got one of our young'uns out in the middle. For the strikers, Rabjot.
Misses again. I think the way Alia has been trying this over, she's completely lost it. 75, this is what I was telling, and I think I'm sure you're a little bit disappointed you are that they're not able to go past 80, and they have to blame themselves for that.
Yeah, I think with this last delivery, maybe just stay in your plate. There we go. Calls for 2 again, but this is going to be suicidal.
That's another suicidal run out, but then she tried. Well, you know what? They have scored 76 in the past 10 overs. It's a decent score on this kind of a wicket. Losing the toss and batting first.
We just see the wicket again. Pushed into the offside. A decent throw again. This time, Manat Hunal doing the work. And an easy job for Nicole at the end of that. All in all, you'd say not a bad effort from the strikers. They finished this innings with 76 runs on the board. It's not the easiest of pitches to bat on. We can see that short balls not quite getting the bounce and the rise that you would expect. And there we go, the batting card. Not the opening that they would have hoped for. Ria Misra, she falls for a duck today, but Divya Saxena, she went on, scored 20. Handy knock from her. Vandana Mahajan, again, not able to get the runs that she needed. She puts up 8 today, and Indamati, a lot of experience there, but out for a duck. And Hiba, she does a very good job in the final over. Just the 2 runs coming off of it. And Kapadia and Mannat equally handy with the ball. All in all, a fantastic effort from the Mavericks with the ball. Should be proud of themselves. We're just going to check out our quick highlights package from this morning.
Another ball
Maria Misra
lifted it
trying
up.
to go up and over. She just manages to find the fielder. Kaur taking an easy catch in the end. Similar dismissal. That's a fantastic shot. Trying to go up and over. And fielding very well done by Sanya Zia. They pick up a couple runs on that occasion. Manat Hundal bowling to Indomati, and she was given out LBW. That's a very good wicket to get with the experience. Lavia Bess, she played a couple of really good shots, picked up a couple of boundaries for herself, played all around the ground, and eventually she fell to Sanya Zia. Full delivery, dipping full toss, and she was given out. Alia Williams, she played all around the ground. She struggled at the end, and there you have the Divya Saxena bowled, looking to pull that one. Again, hit down the ground, and this is going to be a run out. Habiba just at the end, towards the end of the innings, getting run out. And this is going to be the final wicket. Again, a lot of run outs, 2 run outs back to back to finish the innings for the strikers. When we come back, the Mavericks, they need
77 in 10 overs. 7.7 is the run rate required.
Just a 5-minute change for the 2 teams here.
Quick changeover in this game. Monali. After this game is the semi-finals between the eliminator, which is coming. The 2 teams involved in the qualifier for the finals will be Montreal Tigers and Vancouver Knights. Monali, the way have you been following up that GT20?
I have been. I've been quite lucky to follow a few games. I was at the ground a couple of days ago as well to catch some action live, and I got to say it's been a fantastic tournament for Canada. A lot of action for the locals.
Lot of the international players, they have been praising the facilities here, the ground here. You know, they have been telling us a few things about the wicket, which I'm sure in Canada we have to improve. Our efforts are on, and I'm sure the way the things are going, people are feeling proud. I can tell you that collectively we have had more than 60,000 people who have come and watched the game. That is a great thing for us in Canada, and what we want to do is get the people to come and watch those games as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you make a good point. 60,000 people is not a small number, especially in a country like Canada. And a lot of the games have been during the weekdays as well. A lot of the games being on weekdays, people have work. So to be able to see the number of people who've come out here and to see that, we're just going to take a look at the batting lineup for the Mavericks. We're going to see Edwards and Pereira come in with a batting, a lot of experience between both of them. Danny McGaughey, oh my God, can she hit a long ball? It's going to be very exciting to see her out in the middle if they do end up losing a wicket. Amarpal, again, very handy with a bat. All the way down to Purandare, Sai Purandare, very handy with the bat. She's played a lot of cricket in India. This is definitely a lot of experience coming in, and you'd have to say there's going to be some good matchup between what we've just seen out in the middle and a very good chase coming up. As the players warm up to come in for the bat, we see the first of the batters walking out.
Surendra is the coach for who's coaching the Mavericks or the Strikers. Vandana, right-arm fast bowler, she's a pretty good find for Strikers. She's the captain for this team as well. Played a lot of cricket in India. You know, when we are talking about Canadian cricket, we talk of cricketers coming in from all over the world. I think both of us also have come from various different parts of the world and settled down in Canada. Let me tell you that the way we are looking forward, I think Canada has a great future for men's and women's cricket in the coming years.
Yeah, absolutely. You make such a good point. I mean, Canada is such a diverse country. We've got people coming here from all over the world and calling Canada home, and it's an accurate representation. We just see the two umpires walking in.
Vishal and Amol, both very experienced. Amol from coming all the way from Edmonton. He's helping out in the GT20. Vishal, they're having a stiff argument between themselves. What is it all about?
I'm not sure. We'll have to ask them what that argument was about, but you just see the coach, Keith, giving a good pep talk to his side, making sure that they're all pumped up. They know what's required of them. You see Vandy as well, the captain. Some important discussions going into this final innings of the game.
One thing, Monali, I must tell you that, you know, it's been almost 2.5 weeks of the tournament in GT20. The way the ground staff has worked tirelessly during the rains, you know, to getting the super soppers in and getting such a beautiful ground on show. I think it takes a lot of hard work, and full credit to the ground staff as well as the organizers to have done all that.
Yeah, it's definitely not a small feat to put up a stadium, you know, to get a ground, to get all the pitches in. It's a fantastic effort by everyone involved. We see the strikers walking in. They're all pumped up. And it looks like we're going to have Danny McGaughey walking in with Achini Pereira. This is a good move. Excellent move by the Mavericks. They do know that Danny is very, very able to hit a long ball. I'm not sure if
the way she is, the body stature is the way she's walking in. She's got a Javed Miandad kind of a walk-in.
She does. She's very confident and extremely powerful when she strikes the ball. If she can get bat on ball, I'm telling you, it's going to be an exciting innings to watch.
We want to see a few sixes. I'm sure she's capable of a few.
Absolutely. She's just coming out of a very successful nationals as well.
Not too much from Ashini, I'm sure. Not too many sixes. She's a girl who can be always very busy.
Actually, you know, she surprises you, actually. She's got a lot of power with her batting. She's more of a timer of the ball.
That's what my point was, that, you know, she can time the ball. We have seen her grow over the last few years.
She's a beautiful stroke player, Achini Pereira.
Not too much of a bowler, though. The way she bowled that ball which bounced twice.
Well, and
better
actually,
batsman than a bowler.
You bring up a good point. That's what I was mentioning earlier. She had started her career as a pace bowler. She picked up a shoulder injury. Then she's transitioned to part-time pace. But that shoulder, you know, once you injure it, once it's dislocated, it's just never quite the same.
Vandana Mahajan, the right-arm fast bowler from the far end. Very animated field placement. That's a pretty strong field placement as well. Spread out offside field with a slip. And that's a pretty quick ball. Lovely action.
Start the action with a dot ball, and McGaughey, she's going to have to be a little careful. Just swinging the ball in and cramping.
With that kind of an open action, she'll be able to get the ball in a fair bit.
Yeah, just cramped for room. Danny on that occasion.
Some discussions there. Wonder what's that all about. They already have a fielder at deep mid-wicket. And that's a great shot. Swing down the leg side. Well connected. And as you already said, McGaughey, strong player. That's very evident here.
That's it, Wendy. That's it. No worries, no worries.
You just can't afford to miss your line. We see just flicked down the leg side. An easy boundary for Danny McGaughey. You cannot afford to bowl anything short or anything down leg to Danny. She is extremely strong in that area. That's another great shot. Full toss.
Taken full toll off. And that's a great hit. Another 4. That's a very strong start.
Absolutely, and not surprising in true Danny fashion. Mahajan, she's under some pressure. She's missed her length on that occasion. She had the line, but you cannot bowl a full toss to Danny. She's just punched that down the ground, and in the end, an easy boundary.
Actually, it wasn't all that bad a ball. It was kind of a Yorker length, but a lot of power in Megahi, and she was able to drive that ball beautifully and straight. Pretty expensive, Vandana. This one again.
Back it up, back it up.
She
Picked
should
up.
be happy that she's got a single, and Vandana has got her down at the non-strikers end. She can now bowl to Ashini.
Next up.
Yeah, it's a quick single, and I think you're right, Vandy. She'll be a little at ease to have Danny on the other end. Achini, she's now going to face her first delivery. She's off the mark. Excellent single.
Good throw, right on the top.
Mukesh, I think this might have to be a tactic. See, just punched into the offside, and she's off the mark very quickly. Excellent
That's
running.
a good throw. And a good run. Sharp single.
I think one of the tactics that the strikers might need to use is keeping Danny off strike.
Is that the catch of the tournament? One of the finest catches you'll see in cricket. Dive down the leg side. That is a great catch.
What a fantastic catch that was. Diving to her left. Punches that into the offside and diving to her left. Fantastic effort from Indomanti Cordial. That's the experience we talk about. And she's gotten the breakthrough.
That was a slower ball, and that was smart bowling. She had to drive the ball. That
Danny, 9 off 5 today. She was looking to get the big one.
good start. She did a job, I would say. 10 overs. First over is down to 10 runs. Loss of 1 wicket. Very even match right now.
Absolutely, it could go either way. Well, we take out one big hitter and we bring in another. Nicole Samuels, she's out in the middle. A lot of experience, played a lot of cricket in the West Indies. She's been in Canada for quite some time as well. We heard her loud cheering her team on behind the stumps when they were fielding, and now she's here to do the job with the bat.
She was very agile in the keeping as well, diving all round.
She does amazingly well to keep fit. Always a live wire on the field.
Lavia. That was a pretty good one. These kind of batters, if you have a slow bowler, while we see the wicket again, short ball outside the off stump, and she tries to whack it. And a beautiful catch. You know, it's a great sight to see full length dive and on the left side. While we see this one, you know, I'm sure Samuels would like to see some pace on the ball. Very smartly, Vandy has removed that. That's leg spin. 3 balls in a row, trying to get her eye in.
This is very smart bowling from Lavia. She knows that if she pitches it short, she's going to get hit to the boundaries. Nicole Samuel, she's very quick with a short ball, but anything full, she's more. And as I say that, that's a full toss. It's pulled away, and it's going to be 4 runs.
Called the commentator's curse.
Just missing her length, Tarisha Bess, and she's put away for a boundary.
She was waiting for it, and that was a nice move. She got her eye in, and that's something that some of the strikers missed out, trying to get her eye in before they try to get some runs going.
Yeah, you see just some frustration from Lavia. She's frustrated with the ball, frustrated with the field placement. Better
to her
delivery.
Samuels, Nicole Samuels, The way she is, the way she tries to hit the ball. Short, little bit short, but well placed down to fine leg. Sharp fielding single there. 15 for 1. So end of 2 overs. It's even Stevens, I would say. 76 is the target.
Yeah, even Stevens for sure. They'll have to see how they go about and how they hold on to their wickets, the Mavericks.
Right, Indo, you got it. Come on,
A
striker,
lot of the
come on,
girls that
striker.
we see, a lot of the women playing out in the middle, anything short, they will be able to put it away. And we see Danny McGaughy, the first wicket to fall this morning, just managing the 9 runs.
That's the middle stump.
Achini Pereira and Nicole Samuels out in the middle.
Go, in.
Archini hasn't got much of strike. She plays the first ball for a single and has been seeing everything from the non-strikers end. As they say, the best place to watch cricket is from the non-strikers, and she's been doing that for a while now.
Yep.
2 overs. Indumati didn't do too much with the bat. Let's see what she can do with the ball. Looks like an off-spinner. I think Vandy has done a very good job. She knows that Samuels likes to hit the ball. She's got spinners on, and she's struggling a bit till she gets a full toss or a short one.
Yeah, again, smart bowling and just the right person to do that job. Indumati again.
Oh,
And she's bowled. She's gotten the breakthrough.
I think we were right that she wanted her to get some runs going. Struggled a bit with the spinners. 2 wickets down now. As
Full
we see the
delivery.
ball.
It's a full
That's
delivery,
something.
played all around and completely missed the ball. Nicole Samuel. Looks like the bowling change has done fantastically well for the strikers. Nicole Samuel, 5 off 8 today.
Looks disappointed. That's another great sight whenever you have a batsman who's not able to do well, the way they are cursing themselves on the way back. And we all know about it. We all have played cricket in our lives, and the worst sight is when you get out bowled, missing the ball.
Amarpal Kaur out in the middle. You've got 2 stroke players now. 2 people who can rotate the strike very well. They can read the ball very well. They're patient, but they know how to rotate instead of just looking for the big hits. I think this might be the best partnership for the Mavericks out in the middle. There you have it. Flighted delivery, full, and Nicole Samuel nowhere in the position, just clipping the off stump. Indo.
Yeah. Yes. Easy. That's it,
You know
Ali,
what?
that's it, Ali.
15 for
Keep it
2. Even Stevens at this
there. You got
stage.
it, Indo.
Both the teams were in similar scores.
Keep it there.
Third over going. They need somebody who can hit the ball from here on. McGaughy was their biggest striker, I would say.
Ball keeping low. This is a fantastic over from Indo. She's bowling on the mark.
Yes, Indo.
Outside the off stump. Tries to late cut with a slip on. I'm sure she was very fortunate.
She's getting a lot of turn as well.
In
Yes,
between,
Vijay.
there's a lovely
Yes,
drive,
Vijay.
very well fielded.
Ravi, easy, back up.
I think the level of fielding is it because of the ground that they're all diving around and trying to stop everything? And we saw a fantastic catch as well.
Just pushed into the offside. She's off the mark though, Amarpal Kaur.
Ashini, this
Nothing,
time,
Dasi. Deeper.
She's halfway down the ground. Achini, she makes it back. Not really a single on offer on that occasion. I'm glad that Amarpal said no to that. It might have been a run out.
pulled the ball strongly. There was a little bit of a bad bounce, but well fielded, put the body on line. These are the things that make you proud when you think that these kind of fielders are throwing their body all around and trying to stop the runs. Want to win the game.
At the-
16 for 2.
at the end of 3 overs, we got 16 runs on the board. The target is 77. You might have to think that the two batters out in the middle, Amarpal and Pereira, they're going to need a partnership, and most importantly, they're going to try and rotate the strike as often as they can.
They need to be there at the wicket for some time. Trying to get the things going, they will have to be a little bit more patient. But bowling has been very good from both the sides.
The 2 wickets going down. Guy and Samuel not able to get the runs on the board today, just 9 and 5. Divya Saxena, she's into the attack with the ball.
Ashini very keen to get onto the strike. She's getting frustrated at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, that happens if you're at the non-strikers for too long. You start to lose concentration, and then it's really hard regaining that concentration when you are back on strike.
Then you want to get going and then lose your wicket. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We want to see some runs from Ashini. Drives the ball. Easy single.
I was just going to mention Indo Mati. She's played cricket in the West Indies, but she's also played cricket for the US. A few years ago, I played against her when she was playing for the US, and she's now in Canada.
Like I said, Ashini getting frustrated, wants to get on with the game. And that's something that, gets you to lose your wicket. She doesn't have too much of time, though. 77 is the target, and she's lost 2 wickets here. That is a beautiful shot down to the offside. But this is the way to get your feet moving, get your eye in. Try to take some singles, well spread out field, though.
Just taking a look at that run rate, 9.16 required run rate. Calls of catch it.
Like I was telling you, she was getting frustrated, wanted to go over the bowler, lost her wicket, 3rd wicket down. Mavericks in some trouble right now.
Yeah, just chipping it back to the bowler. Divya Saxena, an easy catch for her in the end. Just trying to go up and over, just no elevation for Ashini Pereira, and in the end, it's going to be the third. It's going to be the 3rd wicket. Pereira, just two runs for her off 4 deliveries today. Not really able to get the captain's knock in. 19 for 3 after 3.5 overs. And the Mavericks, they're in a little bit of trouble here. The required run rate is on its way, almost 10 runs and over required now. Sai Purandare, the new batter out in the middle. A lot of experience from India. She's played high-level cricket in India, and she's going to need to put her hand up and do the job for her side if the Mavericks have any chance of pulling off a win today.
I think Mavericks had a good chance. They had a strong player in their opening pair, but Ashini could not get going because of being mostly on the non-striker's end. Very sharp single. Purandare takes a time to reach there.
She's off the mark. She opens her account, Purandare. Again, the wicket, flighted delivery, full, looking to go up and over the bowler, but Ashini Pereira just managing to find the hands of Divya Saxena.
I think the strikers have a pretty good spin bowling attack. Vandy she got the most crucial wicket, and then she's got the spinners on both the sides. Now we have another spinner on view.
Mukesh, it's interesting to see how Sai Purandare has her helmet on. I mean, typically you'd want the grill to be lower so you can see through the gap between the top of your helmet and the grill, but you just see her. She's actually seeing the ball right through the grill.
Through the grill. Never seen that. With Hange, left arm.
That's a VJ.
You're leaving your chin well exposed with your helmet like that.
One of the things that we say that, the helmet grill has to be strong enough. Yeah. short ball.
Nothing, Bash. Easy. Yes.
But for a new batter, it's a little bit tough.
That's a Vijay.
It's not an easy pitch to bat on, actually, because even if you're bowling short, it's not really getting the bounce that you would hope to get onto the back foot and punch it away or pull it away. You almost have to still try and stay. And as I say that, she's bowled. Sai Purandare, she is bowled, and Vijay, she picks up another wicket, and Mavericks, they are falling apart here.
Mavericks.
Sai Purandare, she's looking to play that into the leg side, not able to connect, and that leg stump is knocked right over.
Losing their innings fast and furious kinds, Mavericks, as the name suggests, I believe. 20 for 4. I think they need to focus a little bit more. Sai Purandare bowled for 1 run. She tried to get going straight away, but hasn't really done much. Amarpal still holding the reins for the Mavericks. 77 is the target. Long way away right now. Do they have any more good batters? We'll be seeing it now. Kainat, next batsman in.
Yeah, Kainat Kazi, handy with the bat, but she's more of a bowling all-rounder. She is a stroke player. I think what we really need to see is how many players have now been bowled trying to play into the leg side. They're not able to get the bounce that they're expecting from the pitch.
Yeah, Ravi, stop that.
This was one of the
Come, Ravi, quick,
excellent shots on the offside. Goes, and a lovely bit of fielding there.
Mandy.
When you have a good ground, you want to throw around, and this is what was another thing that we saw from Manat. Good shot, but full length dive.
Yeah, actually, Ravi Rabjot on that. That's Rabjot on that occasion. Fantastic effort. Off
Very
the
well
mark.
done.
Off the mark. Kainat Kazi picking up the double.
Nothing.
It's well played and very, very well bowled by Vijay.
You see this wicket here? She's trying to again go towards the leg side. Big heave. She would have been better off trying to play the ball straight. Driving the ball straight, or even lifting the ball straight would have been called for.
No.
Missed it. And that was another sharp single there. They have to be doing this. They have to still go on. They still have 5 more overs to go. 30 balls. A few balls to get their eye in, and then go for the big shots.
That's a quick single picked up. Indo a little frustrated with herself. At the end of 5 overs, 23 for 4. Mavericks, they're in a little bit of trouble. They need 54 runs off 30 deliveries, and it's going to take a little bit of batting to get there.
Bowling change, right arm over to you.
Little bit is understatement. 30 balls, 54 runs. Almost coming to 12 runs a ball, 11 runs a ball, and over. They need to be getting some big shots in, and some of their strong batters are out. Kainat. And that's a good drive. She can play the ball on the offside.
And that's what we've not seen enough of, unfortunately. The ball has just not been there to be able to pull into the leg side. A lot of them looking to do that and getting bowled.
Well flighted delivery. Missed it.
You look at the offside, there's no one out in the deep. They just need to be able to clear that inner circle, and it's easy sailing.
Another full toss. I think they know that, if they bowl full tosses, it'll be hard to score. Amarpal, it's all on to her now.
That was a tight single. Not sure how close it was to the stumps, that throw. Taking, punching that into the offside. And the throw, I think she was comfortably home at the end of that.
That was a close call. Very well driven. You see, when she reaches the crease, she's not trying to get the bat ahead of her. I think these are a few basics that if these girls can learn, it'll help their running between the wickets, as well as getting the score going.
Fantastic delivery from Tarisha Bez, just beating the outside edge. This has been a very good spell from Lavia Best. On the mark. Just cramped for room again. KQ looking to push that into the offside.
Nothing.
The way Lavia has been bowling, she's trying to roll a wrist and good
Yep.
finger spinner.
At the end of 6 overs, 25 for 4.
Come on, Vijay. Not a good one.
25 for 4. And long way to go yet. 76 for 7 was the score for strikers. 6 overs done. 4 more overs to go. It's a long way yet, but never know in cricket. Anything can happen. Required rate 13.
Yeah, we
Current
just
required rate, run rate is 4.17.
Vijayani, VJ as we call her, she's coming in for
VJ.
her second over. Pulled a fantastic first over for her side.
Come.
Well placed.
Come in though. Keeper.
When you try to place the ball in between the point and short third,
Randy.
you always have runs. That's what happened this time. 2 runs, and that's
Bobby, you gotta get that one. You got
they
it,
have
you
to
got
go
it,
at
you
this
got it.
rate every ball. 2 runs every ball. Uses the feet. Haven't seen that very much. But
Yeah,
to
you-
counter the spinners, that's something that you have to do all the time.
You got it, Vijay.
Just chipping down, looking to get to the pitch of the delivery. She manages a single Amarpal Kaur.
Come on, Abiba. Bring it.
placed again.
Keeper. Abiba, keeper.
Calling for 2 runs, and that's untidy fielding, unfortunately, that allows the second run. Habiba not able to get down. She uses some fancy footwork to get to the ball.
Seems to be a good soccer player.
A little bit of soccer out there, and that allows for an easy second run.
Yeah. Come. Alia.
But the positive is that they're rotating the strike. Unfortunately, that run rate now is
Stop those.
more than 12 runs and over. So
I think some strong shots required.
No singles. Come on.
I'm sure they must be having that in their mind. Amarpal 7, Kainat 7. Steps out again, drives the ball, but very well fielded.
yeah, played straight to the fielder at point. Indamati Gordial, the fielder there.
They're throwing caution to the wind now and trying to go for it. Amarpal knows that she can't have any more time to lose.
Yeah, just reaching out, hit straight to the fielder at point. Chipping
Drives
down
the ball.
again.
Yeah, Vandy.
Very well fielded.
At the end of 7 overs, 31 for 4.
The run rate going beyond their control now. 15 runs per over required. Lots of wickets in hand. I'm sure they can go for it. Megahi 9, Pereira 2, Samuels 5, Purandare 1. Not out batsmen, Amarpal and Kainat. Yet to come, Mannat, Kapadia. Anyone who you can think can get some big shots?
Unfortunately, the big hitters, I would say, are back in the dugout. Unfortunate for the Mavericks, their hitters just weren't able to get bat on ball today. Everyone falling for single digits. It's been a slightly upsetting performance for the Mavericks. It's gone straight up in the air. Should have been taken.
Over the fielder. Is that the boundary? Yes, it is. Well, they're taking their chances, then that's a good sight. Never know in cricket. You've seen more than 15 runs scored several times.
KQ trying to go down the ground. She managed to just get over Habiba Badr out at long on. And fortunately, they've just given a boundary. I don't think they'll be too worried about that, the strikers. They've got lots of runs on the board.
Again, well bowled First ball, she flighted, and this time she knew that push the ball in. A fastest delivery.
Yeah, again, short delivery, just not able to get the bat on ball that she would have wanted. Kainat Kazi.
Trying her best. Places
Only
the
one,
ball
only
to
one.
mid-wicket.
Let's go, quick, quick, quick. Keeper.
Could have been two. Little bit slow
That's it, Alia. Those
was
are ones.
Kainat.
That's good.
Amarpal was very keen to come to the non-striker's end. As we can see here, drives the ball well. Again, goes towards the mid-wicket.
Come, Alia. Only one. Let's go.
Amarpal is already halfway down. This ball, she drives it well. Amarpal is a good player and gets the singles quite nicely. But then the big shots are required at this situation. Hasn't been able to help the cause.
Yeah, T10 game almost just says you got to go for it from ball one, doesn't it?
Gets over very, very fast. Again this time.
Yo.
Was that a close one? Umpire says no.
Good.
We don't have the third umpire today, but
That's it. Good one.
Vishal was in good position. Tries to drive the ball and has to hit and run. Very
Yes.
good fielding.
Yeah,
But that was close. Vishal in good position to say not out.
yeah, comfortably in at the end. Kainat Kazi. Full toss. It's
Very
played
well
into the
played.
leg side, and this is going to be 4 runs. Amarpal, she picks up a boundary for her side. May need a few more of those.
Sorry.
We just see, we're just
The-
going to see
There's some urgency in this over, at least.
just missing her length. Low full toss, and Amarpal says thank you very much as she places that past the fielder at square leg.
The best partnership for the innings, 22 in 21 balls. And Amarpal, Kainat, both of them going strong now. As it always shows that if you spend some time on the wicket, you can score some runs. That's what both these batters are able to do. 42.
42 for 4 at the end of 8. 2 overs to come.
26 runs in last 30 balls. Last 2 overs of the innings.
Right arm over.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see how Amarpal goes about these last 2 overs. She's well aware of the equation.
Inner edge, another single. Singles won't help. Some big shots required, and Amarpal has to do the job.
And she's getting an under edge. Beats the keeper as well.
Indumati, well placed.
Come, Ravi.
Another single. Singles won't help again, like I said. They're trying their best, but you know, in the end, I'm sure these girls will be feeling very, very happy having played here on such a beautiful ground. Whatever the result, although it looks quite evident that strikers are well in control of the game.
Yeah, a lot of these girls, they're going to take this experience as they prepare for the World Cup qualifiers, the Americas World Cup qualifiers coming up in the next 3 weeks.
Catch it!
And that's going to be another wicket.
Another wicket.
Cotton bowled, an easy catch back to the bowler. And Mavericks, they lose another. Their 5th wicket down in Kainat Kazi.
I think the way she flights the ball down the leg stump and trying to drive the ball, she wanted to make room and hit the ball over long off. Very smart bowling.
Yeah, followed the batter
And a good
down.
catch. I think except one drop catch, the fielding has been of very high quality. They've
Kainat,
been diving around.
All right, strikers.
44 for 5.
All the way through.
Kainat Kazi just managing the 13 runs today.
Tight.
She's played a handy knock though. She's gotten a few more runs on the board than the batter's previous But you'd have to feel like the Mavericks, they might just be completely out of it now. 33 runs required of 8 deliveries.
Well, they're very close to 6 every ball.
Absolutely.
Saya Chana, next batter in. 44. And she has no time to lose. She has to go for it every ball. What would you be doing in this situation? Go every ball or try to be there?
Yes, miss.
I don't think it allows you to really be there, does it? If you've got any chance, it's go from ball 1.
Well-flatted delivery, as we can see, and a good catch. She knew that the catch was coming to her.
Yes, Habiba.
I think these people are, they're, the way this ground is, the way the wickets are, the way the situations are, I think it's a proud moment for all of them. They're enjoying it, soaking it in. When they go for the qualifiers, they will realize that, they have virtually kind of a match practice on such a ground. That'll always help their confidence. Last over of the innings, 45 for 5.
I don't think a lot of these girls have ever played in a stadium where they've got, seating, and I don't think a lot of them have ever experienced a ground such as this.
And telecast as well. Telecast is something that they will all be feeling that, tomorrow when they go and watch the highlights, they can think that, this is the thing they could do, this is the thing they should have avoided, how they could have got some better runs. Because replays always tell you, or when you see your own innings, you can always improve a lot. That's something I'm sure that will be a great takeaway, thanks to our cameraman, thanks to the production, that they will be able to take all these things.
Rhea Misra, she's in the attack for the final over.
Rhea didn't do much with the bat today, although she's got a great prospect.
Yeah, fantastic prospect, actually. One of the young'uns coming up in the system. She starts off with a wide, but she's played a lot of her junior cricket in the Junior Boys League. She plays a lot of cricket with one of the local academies here, and she didn't quite get on with the bat today, but she is extremely handy with the bat. She's a batting all-rounder.
Yes.
That's another great fielding, and what a lovely throw. She was done and dusted had the ball hit the stumps. A very good backing up by Vandana. Very strong throw. We can see it here, pulls the ball well, and there's a very strong throw. Would have been out by miles. Amarpal using the experience.
They only manage a single.
But she's trying to now get the scoreboard moving, not to the 77, which is the target, but at least get the innings to the end rather than being all out, which is, various ways to look at it. It's way past the chaseable score now.
They really needed Danny Magahi and Sai Purandare today with
that's
the bat.
what I think they were relying a lot on those batters. It happens sometimes. What a fantastic catch to get Magahi. Strong highlights of the game. Pulls the ball again. When you're playing on those artificial wickets for your practice, this is the shot that is very, very strong. You get the ball hard, but on turf, this is a shot which is very difficult to play.
Yeah, AstroTurf, it's got that extra bounce, and a lot of them are used to it. A lot of the women here play mostly on the AstroTurf. They're expecting that sort of bounce today, but you just don't get that tennis ball bounce on a turf wicket.
Drives the ball. Amarpal now looking, as you can see, she's able to move her feet, get to the pitch of the ball, and then drive. And that's something that is going to help her out a lot when she goes to the playoffs.
Yeah, she's shown some intent. Canada, they're going to be going up against the likes of United States of America. Mexico is going to be there as well. Oh, calls a catch in.
That is another great catch. If you want to see the quality of the fielding, I think some of the catches that they've taken. This is another amazing catch.
Yeah, fantastic catch, Tarisha Bess.
Well bowled, good action, and drives the ball and full length dive. She would be very proud to see that catch in the replay whenever she sees it. I would say, you know, 2 catches are in the moment of the match. This is the one, and the first one for Megahi. I think what it goes to show that these fielders are trying their best. 27 runs off 1 ball, wow. Is that a possible score someday? Required rate is 162.
Sanya Zia out in the middle. She's on strike for the final delivery.
At least you can say that she played 1 ball.
Batter right arm over 1 to play.
.50 for 6. And last ball of the game. Mishra goes on the back foot, tries to cut, at least showing some intent to get on with the game. And that's the end of the innings. 51 for 6, and an easy victory by 25 runs. Both the teams must be very, very proud of having put up a great show on this beautiful ground and a lovely wicket. We have to thank the organizers for getting these girls on the park and make them play a game. 10 overs aside. Both. And the teams walking out. The batters from Mavericks. Mavericks, as you can see, they started very well. Megahi 2 strong fours in the first over. The teams coming out.
Yeah, very strong performance by the strikers with the bat. Mavericks just not able to get going. It's handshakes all around, good smiles, and happy to have had a good game of cricket this morning. Of course, there's a lot of camaraderie. A lot of these girls, they play against each other, their teammates as well.
But playing a game like that and trying to compete is something that was very good. The fielding was brilliant as far as I'm concerned. Batting was pretty good. Running between the wickets was excellent. The only thing missing was a little bit from the middle order. Did not do much from the Maverick side. Other than that, I think it was a very good match all in all.
Yeah, we're just going to take a quick look at the Mavericks batting card. Unfortunately, they just never got going. The 2 batters up at the top, 9 and 2. 15 off of 16 for Amarpal. She was there right to the end, but just not able to get going with the ball as well as she'd like. Sanya Zia not out as well, managing a single. No one really getting going. Kainat, another batter out in the middle, getting double digits. 13 off 17 for her. In the end, they managed 51 in their 10 overs. Vandy Mahajan, she picked up a wicket. Indo, fantastic with the ball. Just 3 runs coming off her 2 overs, and she picked up 2 wickets. Vijay 1 off 9. Lavia not picking up a wicket, but she was excellent in her 2 overs.
We see the highlights. And that was, I would say, the shot of the match was that one. Another strong shot. This is one of the catch of the match. This was an amazing catch. Anyone will feel proud to be taking a catch like that. Gets out. Indumati was well flighting the ball. And then the captain gets out. Ashini could not do much today with the bat. Another cross-batted shot. Not a shot for these kind of pitches. Indumati was smart enough.
That's played into the leg side. We saw some good handy batting from Kainat Qazi. Unfortunately for her, she gave an easy catch back to Indo. Walked back for just 13 runs today. All in all, Very good performance with the ball, and there we see the final catch. Trisha Bess, what a catch that was, diving forward. Handshakes all around at the end of the game. Smiles, happy to have had this game, the two teams. The strikers in the first innings put up 76 runs for 7 wickets. Divya Saxena, she did well, so did Lavia, getting into double digits. In the end, we thought that it might have been a tidy bowling performance by the Mavericks, but we start to see that it just might have been a little too tall of a task to get to 77. In the end, they managed 51 off 6. Just the 2 batters getting into double digits, Amar Paul and Kainat, 15 and 13. Everyone else just single digits. And the bowling for the strikers, Indomati, pick of the bowlers. She picked up 2 handy wickets off just 3 runs in her 2 overs. Could not have asked for a better bowling spell from her. And the rest of the bowlers each pitching in with a wicket each. Mukesh, it was fantastic working with you this morning. Thank you so much. And to those of you who've joined watching this game with us live, thank you again. And goodbye from us.
Goodbye from our side.
And we'll see you a little bit later in the afternoon with the men's game.